today's today is June 1st, so I decided to do a theme called Proud Father Moment because June is Father's Day month, and I figure I want to talk about what's one of my proudest moments of being a father. It's kind of hard to really pinpoint one thing, but I just being called dad is a good feeling. Just be called dad. Christmas mornings. The smiles on their faces. The kids' faces. Watch your hand from the lens. Their birthdays, but I'm not gonna say one thing. Just being there when it was born. Seeing my kids when it was born. I'm proud to see my first child, Ariana. Hold the camera still. Hold the camera still. I'm gonna probably say that's probably my proudest moment because that's the first time I became a dad. She actually almost died, so I'm gonna have to say that was my proudest moment because I was there. I still remember the doctor saying we got to hurry up and take her out because she's losing oxygen. Her heart rate was going down. She was losing oxygen. What happened was the umbilical cord had wrapped around her neck, so she was basically losing air. Losing oxygen. She was basically dying, so they had to do an emergency C-section. And when I saw her, I was like, wow, she was real light. She had color eyes. I was like, wow, it was just amazing, man, becoming a father, and like, I knew I was gonna be a good dad. I knew I was gonna be one of those deadbeat guys. I just wasn't raised like that. My grandma, she raised me to be a man. You keep rocking the camera for that. She raised me to be a man. It's not Amy that let my kids. I got 3 kids now. Ariana, Donald Jr. and Kiana. But like I said, becoming the first time father is probably my proudest moment. It's a shame to say that's my proudest moment, but I gotta have one. So I'm gonna say becoming the first time dad. And it's funny because when I first found out that my fiance got pregnant, I told my sister Mia, I told her that she was pregnant and not to say nothing. She said that she wouldn't say nothing. And I go in my room and she runs downstairs yelling, "Grandma, Grandma, I'm gonna be a I said, "No, you didn't. You gonna tell Grandma?" I was a little nervous because I didn't want nobody to know that I was gonna be a dad. I was a little nervous, but I remember when Ariana was a baby, I had a job. I was working at Kmart in Blackwood.
What do you want Kmart to know?
Yeah. Watch your hand. Watch your hand. Is it covering the lens?
It's covering. No, it's not covering.
Yeah, let me talk about that. You wasn't born at this time, but I got my daughter to record me. She's my camcorder. She's my recorder now. But listen, right? When Ariana was a baby, I was probably a young 19-year-old dad, maybe 19. Every time I paid, every 2 weeks, I was riding a bike at the time. Let me talk to the camera. I made sure that my daughter had some shoes, some diapers, Pampers, whatever. She had little Tims. To this day, I got most of her shoes in the closet. Most of my kids, I try to say most of them, but she was my first one. That one right there, Ariana, she had me on her thumb. Wow, she was a beautiful young lady, still is. But the fact that I had to be there to see her, I saw this young lady as a baby. I'm talking about less than 6 months old, having febrile seizures. Imagine you see your baby on the floor, shaking, can't talk, can't do nothing. I'm a young guy, I don't know what to do. We didn't know what to do. My fiance, we all scared. And I picked my daughter up. She had more than one seizure. Stand still, fat back. And I go outside while I'm holding my daughter. She's shaking. I asked the neighbor, can she take me to the nearest hospital? She said she can't do that. She told me to hold my daughter to the sky and ask God to pray over her. I was like, wow, that was kind of messed up. My daughter could have died. She was having seizures. She was shaking uncontrollably. I couldn't stop it. It's just a lot of things I just witnessed with Ariana. She has a disability, whatever. Watch the lens. She has a disability, but I might joke around with my little skits. My mom, whatever, they get mad, but it's all fun when I do that's just jokes, man. I'm actually not even cracking my daughter. I'm talking about the guys at the school.
You just joking.
Yeah, it's a joke about I don't want her with those guys at the school. I don't like boys, so I'm cracking on the boys at the school. It's not about my child. You understand? I get mad when people make it seem like I'm making fun of people. It's not the case.
That inside up to dancing fresh.
That's okay. Can I talk, please? I just hate the fact that when people, when I do my little skit, by the way, you keep saying side dance like that, but you got to score mouth, so you got to stop talking like that to your mom. You understand? You can't talk about other people when you doing things. You cool with me, but you still got to respect your mom. You understand? Stand still. You can't be smart. I don't like that. But back to what I was saying, keep messing the camera. But back to what I was saying, man, like, you know, I'm not actually making fun. It's just a joke. If people can't take the joke, don't watch my videos. You know what I mean? Honestly, I mean, seriously, because I joke a lot. You know, even on my Facebook, I used to say a lot of jokes, and I had my teacher, Miss I forgot her name. I can't remember her name. She had I forgot her name, Miss White. You know, her name was Miss White, and I would like make jokes. It was just jokes. A lot of people would get offended about what I was saying on Facebook. I'm like, wow, if you can't take jokes, then don't even be my friend on Facebook. That's the reason why I deleted everybody. I got tired of everybody saying why I'm being ignorant, so I just got tired of, you know, making, you know, I just stopped doing it. I just got one friend, which is Chiara, you know, my fiance, and I don't even really be on Facebook no more. I'll be honest with you though. I'm almost done Fatback.
Okay.
But I don't like, you know, I made another video about my neighbor having OCD, which I got OCD.
His name is Dave.
I know that, Kiana. But in the comments, one of the comments, the guy basically, some guy gonna say that's kind of messed up. I shouldn't do that. I'm like, dude, get the stick out your, you know what? I'm like, dude, what you do? It ain't that serious. Like people take things too serious, man. You know, people take things too serious. But if anybody know me, they know I love all my kids. I got 3 kids. 3. I love all my kids. You understand? You know, I buy them snacks every day. You know, me and my wife, whatever, me and fiance, we always trying to make sure the kids, we get to by ourselves. We don't have no help. It's just us by ourselves. So, you know, so to say I'm making fun of disabled people is not the case. I'm not gonna lie to you. I make fun of the boys because I don't want my daughter with no boys. I think she's too young. So I just joke like that, but I'm not making fun of people in general that's handicapped. Yeah, man. But back to what I was saying, man. You know, like I say, man, I just love being a father. I ain't gonna lie, it's just one of the best feelings in the world. My little daughter, she only 7 years old. She holding the camera. If you're gonna see her little pose, don't stay with me, Fatback. You know, me and her like this. You know, I think that she could do no wrong. But her mom be trying to, you know, take the head up because her mom thinks she can get a little grown. That's why I tell her she can't talk about her cousin Sai. You know, that's how cousin Sai is. But again, that's how, you know, I asked you her that, hey, that's everybody different. But me and you is different. I still want you to respect your mom, but her mom like the way she act. Her mom say that, you know, my fiance say that she act one way around me and a different way around her. So I never witnessed that. Well, yeah, man, I'm gonna cut this short, man. You know, this basically talk about my proudest father's moment, man. My proudest father's moment. There's a lot to go through, but for me, like I said, becoming a first-time father. You know what I mean? Yeah, to all y'all dudes, I know it's my Father's Day, but I'm gonna say Happy Father's Day, man. You know, from Don P, whatever camera's on. I hope y'all dudes get whatever y'all can get, because it's not a lot of, you know, it's not a lot of great fathers out here. It's a shame. There's a lot of deadbeat dads, man. It's a shame. It's a lot of mothers gonna be calling, you know. Basically, Father's Day is gonna be for mothers too. There's so many single mothers out here. The dads will do nothing. So, you know, I'm one of the few that's gonna stand up for most of the dudes that I know there's a lot of guys out there that do it, but we don't get the credit we deserve because all we see is our mothers or our sisters or our aunts or grandmas, whatever. We see everybody else by themselves, but everybody not a deadbeat dad. Everybody not. So, you know, like I said, man, I'm gonna cut it short. You know, the love is real all day, every day. Salute. Cut it, Fatback.
Bye.